Okay, what a game. This was exciting. United States versus England in the 2019 Women's World Cup semifinal. It all comes down to this moment, who can get into the finals. And United States started off, they did not have Rapinoe. Rapinoe was out. They had not stated why she was out. In her place, Press was going to play her position. United States did not start with a high defensive line. Matter of fact, they kind of sat a little bit far back with a very flat back line, almost, equaled up with the midline, not far away from it. They were playing very compact, very strategic, trying to play the ball from the inside out, looking for inside balls to either go out wide to do a cross or inside and then continue to press through the middle and try to catch England, try to catch their offsides line and try to slip through and get a shot. Well, as they did in the 10th minute, United States is playing the ball through the middle. They're playing in the middle to Heath, who's playing about 10 yards up from the 18-yard box. Passes the ball through. It's going through Alex Morgan, who has the ball. She dummies it. Continues on to the very right side. The right fullback, O'Hara, makes the run, crosses the ball, bings it far post. Most of England was they were watching the near post. England was watching the near post, and because of that, they were a little vulnerable. It was a one-on-one with Press on the far post. She heads it in. So the woman that replaces Rapinoe, all the good and bad and all the conversation that was about it, she scored her goal within 10 minutes of the game to silence all the critics. Great ball, great goal, nice celebration. But England didn't wait very long. In the 19th minute, Ellen White scored a near post goal. What she did, the ball came in from the left side, beautiful ball. She snuck in behind that defender, one touch, just got it. Del Kemper was caught a little off guard on that. The defense was a little bit sloppy. England capitalized, 1-1, game on. And another thing too, another player that was not highlighted as much because she didn't score, Lavelle. She was getting some nice long-range shots. She literally was megging folks out there, burning on the posts, going all the way in. She was doing people dirty, and she was all on. Even that meg, and then she pulled it onto her left foot and cracked it. While England didn't let that score, it was a great opportunity. She also had two pretty solid volleys in the first half, and it was a great game. Ertz was having a good game in defense. Dunn was having a good game as well. And I noticed for the most in the first half, England was really attacking that right side, and they were finding some success on it, especially when they cut it in. They cut in from the 18-yard. They would cut in, boom, and have some free open shots. The United States definitely needed to adjust to that because they were getting eaten up when cutting into the middle. So we're thinking 1-1. This game could be anywhere. About 31st minute, the ball is on the left side. Haran crosses the ball, and it wasn't just a regular cross, right? She got the ball. She had very little time. She was at the edge of the 18-yard box on the left side. Crossed the ball onto a slanting run for Alex Morgan. The run was perfect. She gets it, heads it in. The timing had to be perfect for this goal. And what did the United States women do? They always show some flair. She had a nasty little T-sip as her goal celebration. United States women get a lot of stick. They get a lot of crap about over celebrating and not being fair and not being polite and all that. And they're just using it for fuel. What's a more innocently manipulative goal run than sipping tea against England in the semifinals of the World Cup when you go 2-1 up? Not much. Can't say too much bad about it, but it was a little bit of a dig, and if I was out there, she's going to get some extra hits for that. But, so the game started getting rougher. At that point, the game started to get very feisty. Lavelle kept killing it in the game. She was really finding herself in great opportunities. When it went into halftime, I was thinking, how are they going to change this, right? Because you can't keep the same thing up. United States did not have the majority of the ball possession, right? So the reality was that they were going to have to try to do something different. Matter of fact, the game ended. England had the majority of the possession at 57% of the game, United States 43%. Now, what you would be surprised about was, even though England had a slightly more of ball possession, they only had 6 shots, although 4 of those were on goal. compared to United States 10 shots, where they equally had 4 goals on frame. England 12 fouls, United States 9 fouls. And believe it or not, for the most part, there weren't a lot of corners, only 2 corner kicks apiece. There was only 2 saves from England, 3 saves from the United States. So overall, this was a pretty equal game. And it showed it in the score, 2-1. But the second half, United States came out and they were pressuring. The first thing I thought was they're going to have some early subs, because instead of going for possession and leaving space, they were the first one to the ball in the second half. If England captured the ball, they said they got it, they just trapped it, they're looking up. By then, America was on them, pulling their shirt, doing veteran moves. So I knew that they were going to exhaust themselves, but they gave it all. They were firing on all cylinders. There were started to be a lot of chippy fouls, both from England and United States. And what United States did, they drew England into a dogfight, right? For the most part, as far as possession, as far as passing was going, England was doing great. But United States started putting all their veteran moves, hitting people first. They weren't fouling very well, but they were getting there first, roughing up each passer. Then there was an injury. And about the 64th minute, Lavelle subbed out for Mewis, so you knew that there was going to be a little bit of a change in offense. You knew that they were going to be stepping back. Around that same time, United States put 5 fullbacks, so they were basically trying to hold their lead. And they had 5 defenders, and then right around that exact same time, it was almost like they were still getting in position. There was a pass through the middle, one touch, and then basically a pass right through the middle of the defense. And White got it, she hit it, banged it in, and it looked legit, and then of course VAR comes through, you're a foot offsides. It was a great celebration. She had her little eye goggles out and everything, already celebrating. VAR called it back. So it would have been 2-2, but now it's 2-1. 79th minute, Carly Lloyd comes in for Heath, so they're going to use her veteran experience, possession, hold the ball, don't let them score. Then, right after she gets subbed in, it looked like there was a possible penalty. So, there's a ball coming in. White's there. She gets the ball. She's going to kick it. And Sauerbrunn, they both fell to the ground. VAR showed it. It was hard to see, but it looked like England had their right foot going back and their right foot cocking back to shoot. May have been clipped by the United States defender, Sauerbrunn. So, VAR, of course it takes a little bit. They get back out on the field. It is awarded a penalty. But they step up. Penalties awarded. Stephanie Houston has the ball to tie the game going into the World Cup Finals. If they were able to tie and take it on and best United States, she hits the ball kind of soft, kind of sloppy to the left. And United States goalkeeper Mayer saves the goal, stops it. It's one of those moments. He's like, if you can hold on now, United States is going to the World Cup Finals. Very sad for England because they not only had a goal called back for offsides, they also missed a penalty shot, which was, awarded to them by VAR, something that was missed in the very first view during the game. And after that, the game started getting ugly. Started getting a lot of rough hits. Both the women were hitting each other. That's when the cards started to come out. Then you had Millie Bright went in with her cleats up, double yellow, red card. O'Hara was subbed out for Krieger at the very end as well. England started to get grimy at the end. They were scrapping, they were clawing, they were doing whatever they could to win the game. You have to respect their hustle. It didn't happen for them. United States parked the bus at the end. United States pulled the veteran moves, hold everyone back, get them to commit fouls. If England's hitting you out of frustration, it's going to slow the game down. That's what did it. Second half was slow the game down. There was 0 goals in the second half, and that's the way United States wanted it. United States 2, England 1. America on to the World Cup Finals. England, great game. You got pulled into a dogfight by the United States, and you were owning possession, and you were owning control, and you were creating opportunities. But well played, both teams.